everybody. Today is Sunday, June 28th, 2020. The temperature is 88 Fahrenheit. That is 31 Celsius. I just got off at the Morrison Avenue subway station on the number 6 line. I am going to be doing a walk through Soundview today, all the way to Classen Point. So I think I should go to the south side of Westchester Avenue. I've never been to this neighborhood before. Well, maybe I had, but I just passed through it very quickly, so this is going to be brand new to me. There are some threats of rain in the forecast starting in about 2 hours or so, so hopefully I'll be able to beat it. Here we have the best pizzeria in the Bronx, New Yankee Pizzeria. Don't know how valid those claims are, but they claim they're the best, so I assume so. All right, so this is Westchester Avenue. I think I'm gonna head south on Morrison Avenue, and we'll see what's around. By the way, New York City right now is in its phase 2 reopening of the New York City economy from COVID-19. So retailers are allowed to open now, although at a reduced capacity. Restaurants can offer outdoor dining. And also pickup and delivery. As you can see here, we have some places here that are open. The wine store, the fish market, another deli and grocery, which has been very beneficial for people. All right, people of the Bronx are partying now. Okay, so I'm gonna continue south on Morrison Avenue until I reach Soundview Park, and then I'll make my way towards Classen Point and Shore Haven. I know Soundview is a mainly residential neighborhood. So a little bit of history about Soundview. It was largely undeveloped until about the mid-1900s when the subway system came here, the number 6 line. And there's a lot of public housing projects in this area. So for the most part, it is a low-income neighborhood. People here enjoying themselves with the fire hydrant open, children playing. After all, it's almost 90 degrees out. There was a lot of crime in this neighborhood back in the 70s due to a lot of poverty and other issues that plagued the Bronx during that time. But nowadays, it's very safe. I really don't feel unsafe throughout any neighborhood I walk through in New York City. You just got to be mindful where you are. But most of this neighborhood is made up of Latin Americans and African Americans. And right now there's a lot of affordable housing in the area. There is a housing crisis, and starting in the 2000s, the city built a lot of modern units in this area. Soundview Park, which I'm going to now, used to be a landfill. It used to be the largest landfill in the South Bronx, but now it's a very nice park, and I'm here to check it out today. Okay, here's the Bronx River Parkway. This was built in the area in the 1950s and separated the community. Many highways were built through the Bronx, and the land for the highways were taken by eminent domain. Back then, the chief architect and designer, urban planner, Robert Moses, had a lot of influence over the city. The Bronx Expressway was responsible because of him. A lot of communities were knocked down, and unfortunately a lot of people had to move in order for this expressway to be built. But right now it is here, and sometimes there's a lot of traffic on the expressways, as many New Yorkers are quick to experience. Look at this, there's an outdoor barbecue here. Excellent. What do we got here? Sausage. Nice. It smells so good. So good. And what do you know about traffic? There's traffic right there. So it looks like my street abruptly ends. I hope I can cross it or figure out a way to cross it. One thing that the Soundview neighborhood is also infamous for and very tragically known for is back in 1999, February 4th, 1999, there was a 23-year-old man named Amadou Diallo. He was killed in Soundview at the corner of Wheeler Avenue and Westchester Avenue. 4 plainclothes officers fired a combined total of 41 shots, and 19 which struck Diallo. I still remember that day being reported on the news, and it's really unfortunate that that happened. There's a lot in this world that needs to improve, and I don't think it's necessary to fire 41 shots at someone. So here is the Bruckner Expressway and also an overpass. I can go across here, great. By the way, this junior high school 123, I saw it offering free meals. And that's one thing I want to advertise that doesn't nearly get advertised as much anymore. And this is still current as of today, June 28th. I don't know when this program will end, but at many public school locations throughout the 5 boroughs, they are offering free meals from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on weekdays. You don't need any identification or anything to sign up. You just go there and you get your meals, and they're very nutritious meals. Sometimes they have stuff like turkey, fruit, tuna fish, peanut butter and jelly, hummus, crackers, croissants, really good stuff. And it's unfortunate that many people don't know about it because if no one picks it up, they just throw out the food. I asked them. So if you know anybody who is in need of a meal, or if you're in need of a meal, you can always go to one of these sites and pick up some free food. I think it's a great program. Okay, here's the overpass going over the Bruckner Expressway. Could be cleaned up a little bit more though. I did get a little whiff of some urine, so that's not good to smell. Look at this, folks. There is a shopping center over here. Food Bazaar, Popeyes, Advanced Auto Parts. There's the Bruckner Plaza. Seems like that supermarket is very popular. Even the people here have groceries bringing back over this overpass. I'm very glad that this ramp is here for them to do it, but it would have been much better to have a level surface for them to cross over. I know many New Yorkers like them, they don't really have the means for hiring a car to deliver their groceries, so instead they bring those giant shopping carts, load up on groceries, and then bring it back home. They have to wheel it back home, and that requires a lot of work sometimes. All right, so these people here have got the watermelons out. Very refreshing snack at this time. The sun's very strong. I can feel it on my back right now. Another thing too about those wheeled shopping carts, the local buses and even the express buses, they don't let you take these shopping carts onto the bus. They have to fold up, and that's the policy. So many New Yorkers have to carry groceries a long way. It's just the way of life here. The same thing with laundry too. Sometimes there's not a laundromat or laundry machines in the building where they live, so they have to wheel their laundry to wherever they need to go. But anyway, Soundview Park is really close. I think it's maybe a block or two from here. I need to look. Yeah, it's only 2 blocks from here. The next street's called ⁴ Avenue. This is the back of the shopping plaza. You can see here they have all the doorways. The wine and liquor store, Subway, the beauty salon has their back door here. And also a lot of trucks here too. They do all their deliveries here, it seems. But I'm excited to see Soundview Park and also check out Classen Point, even ride the new New York City ferry, which is in the area now. This seems to be a storage area. Actually, I do remember coming through here once. I did ride my bicycle through ⁴ Avenue. It was a while ago though. All right, there's Soundview Park. Let me go inside. I'll cross over this way so I don't have to wait longer. All right, let's check out Soundview Park. Looks like a large park from what I can see on Google Maps. I still don't know the species of this tree, but it is so fragrant. I think there's some people who even use the flowers to make tea from it. Okay, here's Soundview Park. I think I'll go this way. I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe some kind of celebration. There's some people here having barbecues. So this park is next to Classen Point, Hunts Point, and the Soundview neighborhoods. And as I said before, this used to be a landfill. Before the landfill, it was marshland. I'm also reading here that in the summer of 1942, there was a strange gas smell that caused silver to tarnish and gave people here headaches in the neighborhood. And experts concluded that it was from the garbage underneath the ground that wasn't properly disposed of. But actually, the cause was a power plant from the dumping of sulfur. So I'm glad they got that all figured out. It wasn't from the landfill that was on this park, but it was from sulfur deposits. And that would explain why the silver was tarnishing very quickly, because sulfur and silver, I guess, don't mix it well together. But I guess there could be a lot of sulfur coming from the landfill as well, if that was the case. But anyway, the plans for the park were first drafted in 1937, when the first 93 acres of the park were acquired by the city. And then 66 more acres were acquired along the waterfront in 1939. So that's how Soundview Park was created. Wow, this is a very large park. I guess there was a lot of land for landfill around here. Also a New York City greenway, so families here have a nice wide park to ride their bikes on and enjoy a stroll through the park. A much better purpose for this land than a landfill, and a smelly one at that. I'm glad this is no longer a landfill and people here can enjoy. I really don't know how long I'll be walking here, but it's still enjoyable nevertheless. I just wish it was a little less hot, but great to see people out here in the park hanging out, having picnics, barbecues. It just smells so good. I smell charcoal, grilled hamburgers, all that kind of stuff. There's even picnic tables over there that the city set up, and people playing volleyball. This is what it's all about, folks. People out here having fun, enjoying time with their friends and families, riding their bikes. Just make sure you clean up after yourselves, because I look on the ground here, there's tons and tons of litter. Bottle caps, papers, masks. Really disgusting. Look, there's a soccer field over there too. Good to see that. People there grilling more food, enjoying music along with it. So nice. Well, I still have my umbrella with me. If it doesn't rain, then maybe I can open it up for this summer sun. I don't think I'll be needing it though. There's a nice pathway with these trees here. Wow, I see a lot of balloons out here. Yesterday I was in South Brooklyn in the neighborhood of Bensonhurst, and people were throwing up a party with cars and balloons for a high school graduation. So my camera told me that it was too hot and it was powering off, which is very interesting. I didn't know it was gonna happen, but now I know it could. It's almost 90 degrees out, so I guess it makes sense. But I did use the opportunity to get an ice dessert from one of these vendors over here. She was very nice. I got a vanilla ice drink. Well, let's continue on this walk here. It was nice to sit by one of these trees with some nice shade and just enjoy. That person there is cooking up a storm. Look at all that smoke coming out of that grill. It smells so good too. And there's people there doing jumping jacks by the running track. Great to see. It's not great to see is all this litter on the ground. I mean, there seems to be garbage cans spaced out everywhere in the park, and they're not even full, and yet there's still a lot of litter on the ground. People have to be more conscious of their environment. I mean, I understand this used to be a landfill, but now it looks like it's going to be returning back to a landfill. So it's great that people are out here and barbecuing, having a good time, but they've got to clean up. And also the city's got to do a better job keeping this place more tidy. There's another group cooking up something. Really cool to see that. Now, if the rest of my walk can be under some trees like this, it'll be very pleasant. And I also won't have to worry about my camera getting too hot too. So let's hope that's the case for the rest of this walk. I doubt it though. Here's a nice little oval space. People come here to hang out, sit around the trees. I also saw a squirrel there. Thinks he can get away from me, but it's up there on that branch. What's that squirrel doing? Hello, what's up? Hello. Okay, let's see where this goes now. It's a lot of dandelion fluff blowing around in the air. Okay, I reached some water, folks. Cool to see that. Although I'm looking on Google Maps, I shouldn't have reached the water yet. Oh wait, it just updated. Okay. So let's walk along here. This is the Bronx River. The Bronx River is the only freshwater body of water in New York City. And also there's a mulberry bush here, a mulberry tree as a matter of fact. Let me see if I can get one of these down. Oh, there goes a mulberry. It just dropped on the ground there. Got this one. All right. I have here my mulberry. These you can pick right out of the tree and eat it. It's so good. Okay, let's eat this thing. All right, let's eat this thing now. It's so good, but so messy as well. Good thing I got some napkins and hand sanitizer with me. So I'll just clean up after myself later. That was definitely one of the best tasting mulberries I've had.
Come on, let's go, George.
Okay, here is the Bronx River. I think on the other side over there is the neighborhood of Hunts Point. I've done a walkthrough of Hunts Point before. Also interesting to note that there's many neighborhoods which are named after points that just overlook the East River. The three I know of are Hunts Point, Classen Point, and College Point. There's an American robin pecking at something. Oh, it's eating a worm. Look at that gigantic earthworm it's eating. The robin did not like me interrupting their meal, so they were like, you know what? I'm just gonna fly away from you and eat it in peace. But that worm looks pretty appetizing to me. At least from the bird's point of view. From my point of view, I don't think worms would be too good to eat. Be slimy, I think. All right, there's an area here where you can go down to the water. I won't go down all the way, but we'll check out what the Bronx River looks like over here. Pretty nice view here. Bronx River, Hunts Point. There's somebody paddling there. It's also a wet weather discharge point, which means that when the sewer system's overflowed and the sewer system cannot take any more sewage and they can't process all that raw sewage, they have to dump the excess into the Bronx River over here. I can't imagine the weather turning into rain because all I see is blue sky in front of me. So pretty quiet on this trail. Then again, it's away from that main area where, you know, there's shade and picnic tables, so I doubt too many people are going to come over here, but it's a nice area for a quick hike, especially if you live in the area. Very nice neighborhood park, I must say. Very nice to hear the bird sounds out here in the wild. I don't even see where all the birds are. All right, got some cyclists out here. I see one bird up there. I don't think you can make it out with this camera, but it's a small yellow one. Very nice bird song up there. Maybe I can zoom in on my other phone. I hope I can. Up, it flew away. It's the problem with those small birds. They just fly away when you want to take a picture of them for a video. They're very quick. I can kind of tell that this area used to be a marshland just by the terrain. I mean, by this river like this, you would expect this to be very wet, a very wet area full of dirt. Also a random mulberry there on the ground. Maybe a bird brought it over here. Wow, I wonder how far this goes. I hope I'm headed the right way towards Classen Point. Let me take a look here. And Google Maps put my location right at Hunts Point. Okay, so I'm actually taking a longer way along the water's edge, but I don't mind this at all. This is nice. Nice and breezy here. There's a lot of hidden gems like this around New York City. You don't need to go upstate or go to different parts of the country to enjoy a random walk in some wilderness. Here you're still close by to civilization, walking through the trees. All within walking distance of the number 6 train. There's a person there doing jumping jacks by the water's edge. Wow, what in the world is this plant? These look like mini coconuts. Here's an area that says no biking. But there's a staircase that goes down here? What? Whoa, this is cool. You know what, folks? I think I'm going to end this video here because it's getting kind of long already. But if you enjoyed this walk from the number 6 train to Soundview Park, this is still considered Classen Point. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below. I'll see you all next time, folks. Bye-bye.
Close the doors, please.